Hello! If you're seeing this video, you're probably interested in this new life sim game, Life by You. I tend to talk a little bit about the game and all the updates that they're telling us on a weekly basis. As long as they keep giving us updates, I will continue giving you guys the updates as well and talking about my opinions about it all. So last week we had a week where they didn't give us an update, but they did tease that a bigger build update was coming. This week we got a build video by the community manager, Rocio. She dives deeper into the build mode and decorates like a one bedroom, one bathroom little square house. Kind of goes over a lot of the tools and a lot of the customization and how you can actually just go about building your house and all the like fun and easy ways they have in the game to make this place your own. It is a 32-minute video. I normally react to the videos if they're like less than 15 minutes, but because this was a longer video, we're gonna do today a little bit differently. I have already watched the video and I have some notes and stuff I want to tell you about and showcase and be like, oh, this is cool, this is cool, this is cool, you should keep an eye on this and this is exciting. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna just go through my notes and show you guys stuff on screen from the video. It's not gonna be a full just react to their video because obviously it's a little bit long and not everything is really that necessary to be talked about, but it's still really cool to watch. So I'd highly recommend you go watch that full video if you're interested in the build mode for this game. Stay tuned if you want to just learn all the specifics in a shorter period of time, because that's what I'm here to do. The first thing they mentioned is some of the customizing of patterns for your floors and for your walls, for every object actually. The customization is just insane. And I love being able to change the patterns like size. So you're not tied down to one shape or one look. You can like extend it and make the floor tiles kind of longer or fit more into the space. There's so much potential with the way that you can scale patterns on everything. And then I wanted to mention the floor plan tools, which they went over and showed us kind of like all this stuff on the left side where you can add boxes, rooms, walls, you can reduce the floor plan, add in interior rooms, relocate the house, and erase the walls. So there's like a ton of different ways that you can work with your build and the floor plan. You are able to keep snapping on or off of the grid if you want, and for making walls, you can make them like angular. You can make angular walls that are not 45 or 90-degree angle, right? I think that's really great. You can just make the house a little bit less perfect if you like, or make it as perfect as you would like. They give you the options, which is great. Great to see. I love the freedom of that. Also, they did mention that the item pricing was not final, and some of the pricing might be subject to change. And it looks like there is a lot of options in decor. So when you actually go and look through the items, there's everything from furniture, doors, roofs, windows, stairs, fences, decorations, plants, and landscaping. So it's like all kinds of categories. You can also search for items specifically and it'll bring you up like that. If you search for a bed, it'll find the category. So you don't have to just search for one name. And the next thing they showed us was adjusting the lot placement. So you can kind of place the lot wherever you want in the world, right? It doesn't have to be on a certain spot in the world. There's not just lots. You put your lots wherever you want. You can make it flush up to the sidewalk. So I think there's a lot of potential there with different types of builds and making it actually fit in with your world and not having the weird gaps like we see with The Sims 4 sometimes. Also, I more understand the eyedropper tool. So it's a little different than how the eyedropper tool works in The Sims. But the eyedropper tool, you can copy custom styles from anything that you've edited, decorated. You're able to do that with the eyedropper tool. So say you edited the color of a shelf and made it exactly how you wanted, you can exactly copy that, eyedropper it later so that you don't lose, that customization. You can also save as preset, which is something they mentioned with the styles, so you can have like the same style on a bed and also a couch or a curtain and a rug. You can have things matching and you can like tweak them and make them slightly different too. Really, really cool how that tool works. Also, if you want to change the flooring on a per room basis, you will have to update the room-based flooring to change the floors in other rooms. So it's a little different. You have to turn that off before you're able to change the flooring of other rooms. Otherwise, the flooring will all be the same in every room. Then they showcased a little bit about the customization and the color slots that are available on doors. So you can also even change the doorknob color. There's like 4 or 5 different color slots on the door that she had, and you can just like tweak each part of them with a pattern, a texture, a color, saturation, everything. So make it your own. And then also, you're able to eyedropper that to copy it to another door. So if you want all the doors to match but be super unique, you're able to do that. Next thing, they talked a little bit more about furnishing. Categories currently available, and there's more to be added. Appliances, business, deco, energy and utilities, entertainment, foliage, hobbies, kitchen sets, lighting, miscellaneous, seating, storage, and table. They did mention that more could be added or changed, or they could reorganize it, but that's currently what we're seeing as categories for furniture. Now moving on to actually the bed, which has some really cool details because the pillows can be customized, the sheets can be customized, like any part of the bed that's different will be customizable differently using color wheel and the style system that they have set up to be able to have that decorating freedom. You know, it's gonna be so nice. Also, when you're placing objects and there's green feet, it means that the object is accessible by a character. So you want to make sure when you're placing objects you don't see red feet. Red feet means there's not enough space for a character to get in there to interact with the object properly. Then moving on to the bathroom, they showed us a little bit about having a glass shower, fancy bathtub. There's like a really cool built-in LED light mirror, which reminds me of the mirror that was in the hotel I just stayed at. And they had like a really cool LED lights in the mirror. So you have lights right in front of you. It's like perfect for doing makeup. They had a very similar one in the game here. There's a Himalayan salt lamp. They added a little side table and then put the salt lamp next to the bathtub, which I think was pretty cozy and pretty cute. And also the fluffy white bath rug was pretty great textured. I think that it does look super soft. She was raving about how soft it looks. So I'm very happy to see the textures of carpet hopefully being better in this game. And then also they added a towel rack. I think it's a heated towel rack. I'm not 100% sure, but it looked like one of those like warm your towels while you're in the shower, and then you have a nice cozy warm towel when you get out, right? Then moving on to the living room, she briefly explained that you can adjust the height of the walls later. It is something that is more customizable because you can adjust it like piece by piece. It doesn't have to be small, medium, large. It can be click and drag to adjust the height of the walls freely, however you want to. One great feature that I was shocked to see is how the trims work in this game for walls. So there's so many different types of trims, like all kinds, like vertical, horizontal, box. These are all adjustable however you want them. So you can have the wallpaper be a completely different thing and the trim be on top of that. So it's not a wallpaper and a trim in one swatch that you can't change. So you can make super customized looks with like a half paneling halfway up the wall or 2/3 up the wall, however high you want it to match a counter. You can just adjust that, freely adjust it, like drag up and down. As you can see, it's amazing. And then again, talking about the eyedropper tool to copy a style to another shelf. And I love the customization of being able to just match every furniture piece to each other. I know a lot of us are creative and probably want more of that freedom. So I'm so happy this game is offering that. Also, there's a really nice brick fireplace that has a really cool like gray swatch, which looks a lot more modern and not as like rustic as the first swatch. So definitely cool that they showed us that. They also added a little bench and a side table in the entryway. I think they kept it kind of simple just for this video to kind of showcase us a little bit more without going overboard and making this like an insanely detailed, cluttered build like some of us like to do. Next, we got to look at the kitchen. The retro kitchen set is the one that they settled on. She also picked an island, and make sure when you're placing the island, they mentioned again to make sure everything is green around it so that every bit of the countertop is accessible to your characters. Also showcased a lot of appliances: coffee, blender, mixer bowl, microwave, and toaster. A little bit of everything you would expect to have in a game like this. I know that Sims were finally getting the home chef hack, which is gonna finally have a mixer and like a toaster oven or something. I think this is great that this game is planning for the essentials, and having that in the base game is always nice to see. Then the final little bit is talking about the exterior. They didn't really go into landscaping, but they did talk about fences. Build a fence and then add pillars, and then make the fence in between be different from the pillars. You can place the pillars where you want them. They're not gonna auto place and be like weird, like how certain other games do it. You're able to mix and match colors and textures. I think that's like the biggest takeaway from the build mode, is that everything is super custom. You can like adapt anything to however you want it. And I think that's just gonna make for so much fun builds to see from the community, and I just can't wait to get my hands on it. And yeah, there's like the cap and the body of the walls can all be changed. You can like match everything perfectly, right? Like using the eyedropper tool again if you need to, whatever. They have like all these different options. And then one last thing I really noticed at the end, which I'm not 100% sure what it means, but it said glam cam location can be chosen. So I think that where the screenshot of the lot, the camera placement can be wherever you want around it. It's not automatically just right in the front and there's like a tree in the way. Move it exactly where you want and set the glam cam location. And I think that's what that means. If that's not what that means, I'll update you guys, but that's what I inferred from that. So I think that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys are enjoying watching and seeing this game come to life, because I definitely am, and I can't wait to build with all these tools. Like, it just seems like everything I want and more. Graphics are looking better. I think everything is just like getting a lot more polished, and I'm glad that they're taking the time, even though we have to wait until next year to play the game. But I'm glad they're taking the time to refine it and make it better, because you know how picky the community can be in a lot of games. Make sure you leave a like, leave me a comment, let me know what your favorite part of this build video was. If there's a feature that you're looking forward to the most, let me know. I think mine is like the trim placement on the walls. I think that's gonna be a game changer. They make it so easy to do things right. And it's amazing. Like the video if you haven't yet, and I will see you guys next week with another Life by You update. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!